Do you want 81 cents?
Not if he's getting $1.
What if he's getting 81 cents?
Then I would still want the $1.
I'm Venus.
And I'm Serena.
And we are here
to explain it all. So you went pro so early at 14. How did you have so much confidence at such an early age?
Basically, we were taught to be confident.
Mm-hmm.
And also...
This is an oddly familiar question, isn't it?
Right?
Yeah.
That was what we were taught. There was no other option. But then again, when you put work behind what you've done and you build confidence in it and you see success, then you do feel confident. That's earned.
Should you be confident?
I'm confident. And my dad will be here soon if you don't stop. You want Mr. Williams here?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
What's the importance of teaching Olympia to be confident, and how do you role model that?
It's so important for her to be confident because we live in a world where you have to be confident, especially if you're going to be different or if you look different or you just stand out. And that's obviously going to be her because of us, because of her mom and her dad. And I like that she looks up to me. She told me yesterday she wants to be like me. And I told her, all right, but we still can't have snacks. She said, can we have snacks because it's girls' night? And I said, well, no, you don't want to be like Mama. I want you to be better than Mama. She said, well, I want to be like you. So can we have snacks?
So she let you know that you shouldn't be snacking.
Basically, yes.
That's funny. You're a role model for so many people, and you just paved the way for so many athletes of all kinds. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel good. I never started out to be a role model. You were actually always my role model. I did everything that you did, and even down to just how I behaved off the court and how I behaved in life and decisions that I made. I wish you could have been a better role model for me on the court. I've done some things that were,
you did everything perfect.
I did everything perfectly perfect. But I really always tell people, don't always look to like the athletes or the stars or whatever it is now to have a role model. The role model could be right in your house. Venus, most people don't know this about you, but you've earned your degree in fashion and you went to the Art Institute of Fort Lauderdale. So what's your advice for people that want to try something just completely different?
If you want to try something different, don't be afraid. And the way you get better or succeed is in an uncomfortable place. The times when you think about how we got better, those moments when you got better and you improved and you achieved something, it wasn't because it was super comfortable, it was because you actually pushed yourself and kind of got out of your comfort zone. That's where success lies. I mean, you have incredible stats. I think 2,000 Grand Slam singles titles, a couple thousand doubles, #1 for a couple millennia. But, everybody knows that. But what does it feel like to have those stats? I've never actually asked you that. What does that feel like?
Honestly, I don't think about it. And I think we were talking about it earlier on the photo shoot. Like, we just live our lives day by day and don't really think about what we've done. And I don't think about what I've done. I think that's when you get really satisfied and complacent. I think there's going to be a time where I step back and I think about it more. And honestly, like the King Richard movie that came out, I really feel like that made me think about a lot of things a lot more than I would have ever had it not come out. So otherwise, I don't really think too much.
I feel the same way.
Yeah. Forward. So what has been your favorite moment in your career thus far?
I always like to think my favorite moments are ahead of me. I love being able to reach something, but then for me, it's like done. It's not how I measure myself. I measure myself on what I'm achieving at that moment.
Yeah.
If I'm getting better, if I'm improving, if I'm constantly like reaching that challenge. And if I don't feel that, I'm not living on past victories. But with that being said, of course, all of our moments on court together were just amazing. And I really understand the gratitude of it all right now.
Yeah. Oh man, so we have competed against each other 31 times, which is nuts. So outside of tennis, what are you looking forward to competing in? Like, just in life?
Well, I do like it when we're on this team together best.
Me too.
Right?
After competing against each other so much, right?
You never serve soft.
And
It always comes in hard.
you never cease to get that slider up the tee on the ad side.
Okay,
Ah, why? How can she get that?
But what would we compete against? Off of the court, I don't know, because we don't compete off the court. I mean, I am preparing to make a banana cake. So you
Oh,
want a banana cake competition?
sure.
Sure, let's do that. Banana. So, Serena, from a really young age, you were involved in so many worthy causes, lending your name to it, and most of all, speaking up, which isn't always easy. What makes you step up to the plate?
I don't step up. I don't try to step up. I just do it if I feel connected to it. I think that some things you have to speak up on and have to just not stay silent. You were really instrumental in making sure that women tennis players got paid equally. You're the reason why we have equal prize money in women's tennis. You were the one that really enforced it, and that was huge. And now you're doing more with the gender pay gap in general, and also privilege tax. So what connects you to that?
Privilege Tax is an initiative that I work with 11, active work company, and our focus is to close the gap between what women are making compared to men. And so in the States, it's typically on average 81 cents to the dollar. So most people don't even know that. You have to imagine that outside the US, that number can get even bigger. And so being part of equal prize money for women was something that it was an honor to be a part of. And I look forward to helping women to be equal in the States, across the world, to have that opportunity, because we really do help our communities and we help our families, and women are powerful. And it's not about the money, but it is about the money. And when you have money, you do get economic freedom. It gives you opportunity.
Well, if you have the same job, then you should have the same pay.
You should have the same pay,
Yeah.
but that doesn't always happen. So what's your ultimate advice to young women and girls who are trying to break into sports?
Keep going. We need girls in sports. It gives you confidence, it gives you discipline, and there comes a time where you might not want to do it, but keep doing it because it's something that's super special and you won't regret it.
Yeah, and I always tell people, put your daughter in sports.
Mm-hmm.
It's important for all kids, I believe, to be in sports, but especially daughters. But the pressure that women and girls have today to look a certain way or whatever, when you can really focus on what you're doing for your body, the confidence that you're building, it puts a lot of that stuff in the background, and you actually get the lessons in life you need to get, sometimes without even knowing it. So girls should always play sports.